in October 2023, I spent $6,500 on ads for the first time ever. And this is going to be a video that shares everything that I've learned and everything that you can take away and implement and start running ads yourself. Now, this is especially for you if you are completely new like me. The reason behind me sharing this is not to honestly boast about anything, because to be honest, I don't think my results are really exceptional. They are pretty mediocre. And the honest truth about me sharing this is because I want to document my process as I learn ads myself and share with you whatever I learn. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how I spent $6,500 on ads and what I learned in the process. And plus, this spend generated roughly around $11,000 for us. So it was, spent profitably. Before I dive into it, first, let me show you the proof. We spent $2,607 on TikTok, $3,928 on Facebook. And as you can see, the total amount of spent is right here. And we generated $11,364 in gross sales. Now, of course, since it's been almost 15 days and, it's 13th of November today, there have been some refunds and all of that, and the net revenue is now around 9,600, as you can see on the screen. So, just being completely transparent there. Plus, this does not account for any sort of upcoming revenue, which is going to be $37 every month, because we did have a recurring upsell inside this funnel, which was $37 per month, and we had around 60 to 70 people sign up for that as well. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Now, before I go on, I want to sort of tell you a bit about myself. Why should you listen to me, and what I have been doing. So I started online marketing in 2015 when I was 16 years old. And since then, I have honestly never spent a single dollar on ads previously. I have grown multiple SaaS companies to multi-million dollars without spending any single dollar on ads. And for the first time ever, I'm moving into that direction where I'm going to be spending money on ads to acquire customers and, hopefully do it profitably. So that's what I'm going to be documenting. So let's go back to it. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to go over Facebook ads, but make sure you subscribe to my channel, because going forward, I'm going to be also breaking down more about ads on Facebook as well as TikTok, because that's the two platforms that I'm experimenting with right now, and hopefully Google as well very soon. So that's another platform that I'm going to be diving into. Not yet, but soon. So what's the first key takeaway of running Facebook ads? And it's the most essential thing, and it's the targeting. And I'm sure you're going to be quite surprised, but to run this particular campaign, I had absolutely no targeting at all. And by that, I mean that the only limiting factor for my targeting was that there was location, age, and gender. There were no interests, no custom audiences, no lookalikes. I did not run any sort of retargeting or top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel ads at all. And the reason behind that is because Facebook is super smart now. You don't need to target. Now, I learned this from two people, and that's Nick Theroid as well as Charlie T. Professor Charlie T. So huge shout out to them. I have been watching their YouTube videos. I'm going to link their channel in the description as well. So, you can go ahead and learn from them as well. They're complete legends. I honestly haven't bought any of their courses or programs, and I have learned just so much from their YouTube videos. So huge shout out to them. Now, diving back in, why no targeting? Well, because Facebook is super smart now. It has thousands and thousands of data points on every single user that they have on their platform. So the way it works is that your creative and your landing pages now define the audience. So you don't have to go in and predict the audience that you want to use. Instead, you can just let Facebook handle that job. And I'm going to give you an example. So let's say your creative calls out to bloggers. So what Facebook will do is it's automatically going to find people that are into blogging and display your ad over to them. When let's assume that your ad is displayed to 100 people, and out of those 100 people only 10 positively interact with it, then the rest of the 90% ignore it. What Facebook is now going to do is it's going to take those 10 people and it's going to match their data sets along with the billions other on Facebook, and they're going to find people that are as closely linked to those 10 people, and now it's going to show it to the next 100. And as you keep on spending and Facebook keeps on learning, it's automatically going to keep on building the audience for you, so you won't have to really do any of the hard work at all. Plus, on top of that, it uses the pixels, the data from the pixels to analyze behavior. And now with their custom API, it's just so much better, the amount of accurate matching that they can do, that you really don't need to have an audience, because Facebook automatically finds this for you. Now, the one thing that you really need to do is only focusing on the marketing principles. Now, like I said, I have been marketing online for over 8 years now. And the one thing that I have learned is creating sales copy that actually sells, right? So that's the key focus now that you're on to Facebook as well, because there are two things that will affect your ad more than anything else. And number one is your creative. So how good it's, if it's an image, how good is it designed? Or if it's a video, how well it is shot. Now, it does not need to be super professional. It could be basic. So just go to, TikTok or Instagram and look at all of the videos that are doing well and going viral. You want to create something like that, because the goal for Facebook is to give the users a good experience and make the advertisers money at the same time. If that's what your ad does, you're gonna have so much lower CPM. Now, for those of you that don't know what CPM is, it's basically the cost that it takes to display your ad to 1,000 unique people on Facebook. And when I say Facebook, I mean Facebook and Instagram collectively, by the way, because it's the same platform. So that's key, right? Do that first. Now, I'm gonna break down the creative for you a little bit, and gonna tell you what is it that you should be going for when you creating your ad creative. Firstly, you have to make sure that the creative is scroll stopping, because if it stops the scroll, an average person scrolls the length of an Eiffel Tower every single day, and that's a fact. So you have to ensure that you stop the scroll. Firstly, you can use any sort of catchy images or videos. There are hundreds of platforms out there that help you, look at creatives that do well. So use them. Personally, I have a lot of experience, so I haven't really used any of them, but I just know what kind of headline or looks I was going for. And as a marketer myself, I have seen so many ads and I have learned from them that I just went with it and did a lot of research. Now, the second thing that you want to do is you want to have a catchy primary text. Now, the primary text is the text that you're seeing right here, right? This text is the primary text. Now, if you see, you're going to see that the first thing I have done is I have added the people that I am calling out to, so bloggers, and then I have like this fiery emoji that basically helps catch more attention. And now if you see the creative, it's in a 1:1 ratio. There's a video, and then I have this headline and then a little bit of a tagline right here. So social proof, you could say. I'm saying that there are 60,000 plus users that are currently using this thing. So that really adds a whole lot of social proof. Then in the headline, I'm promising a benefit of using the product, right? Then in the video itself, we go over what the problem is that people face and how this tool solves it. So it's a small 35-second video and it's doing super well. One thing that I have noticed is that longer videos don't tend to do well. And by longer, I don't even mean like 10-20 minutes. I mean, anything more than a minute is probably not going to do well unless it's shot and edited very creatively. So, ideally you want to stay below the 1 minute range. I tried experimenting with 2 minute long videos and our CPM were through the roof. So we were paying like $150 CPM, while on this ad we have like a $40 CPM. And again, CPM is the cost to display the ad to 1,000 people. So the lower the CPM, the more effective the ad, right? Now that directly doesn't mean that it's going to be profitable as well. That you will have to see from the results, of course. Thirdly, this is the headline itself. Now, honestly, I don't think this is that much of a big deal. You do get it right, sometimes you don't, and the creative itself is going to be the only thing that plays the biggest part. The rest of it is barely 10%, including the primary as well as the headline text. So, don't stress too much about it. Feel free to use ChatGPT to come up with some inspiration. In fact, this entire text I used ChatGPT to come up with, and it just worked well for us. Now, here's the key. If you already have a social media channel for whatever it is you're planning to sell with ads, what I want you to do is I want you to go into all of your existing content and find a video or an image that has done well. So that has outperformed everything else you have posted on your social media channel. And then start there, right? Take that concept and create multiple creatives out of it and test that. Now, moving on to the testing phase, how to run the tests. Now, if you have been in the Facebook advertisement, dashboard, ad manager, what you must have seen is the DCT. Now, the DCT is the ability to, let Facebook handle the testing on all placements and, mix and match your primary text and headline and all of that stuff and give you the best one. So it will give you the winner. The way I recommend, and that I have learned from Professor Charlie as well as Nick, is the 3-2-2 rule. And what this entails is that you use 3 creatives that are of the same concept and of the same media. So, for example, you're using a video that is 1 minute long. The only thing that would change out between those videos is the first 5 seconds of it. Everything else remains the same. If you're using an image, the messaging and the concept will stay the same. You're only going to manipulate it visually. So try changing the position of your headline, maybe 1 or 2 words in the headline, and only very minor changes, right? Then put it in the DCT and have 2 headlines and 2 primary texts along with it. Leave the descriptions empty, because if you add a description, it's just going to make so many variations that it's going to be hard to find a winner early on. So 3-2-2 allows you to basically mix and match your creatives along with your headlines as well as primary text, and gives Facebook the ability to basically find you a winner much quicker. I only ever run creative tests using the DCT method, and that's exactly what I recommend to you as well. Then finally, the budget. And this is going to be super important, because if you run out of money before you have any results, there's no point, right? Don't even bother running an ad, because if you cannot spend the same amount of money for 30 days, just don't bother with it, because first save up. Now, the budget that I would recommend you start with is at least $50, because that's what I started with as well. And eventually I scaled it all the way to over $200 so far. And the only criteria for scaling that you're going to use is, first, once your ad is live, you're going to give it a few days. It's going to take 3 to 4 days at least to sort of pick up some momentum and have some data for you to analyze, right? I would recommend giving it a whole week, so 7 days. And after that 7 days, what you're going to do is you're going to select the entire 7-day time frame, and you're going to see if your target ROAS are getting achieved. So for example, your goal ROAS is 2 times, right? If you're making that or making above that, every single day you're going to log in and you're just going to add 20% over in your budget, right? So if you're doing 100, that's going to be, you're going to go to 120 next day, then 144 next day, and so on. But if you're not hitting those ROAs, you're going to downscale it back again. And this is going to happen every single day, by the way. So you're going to check your ROAs, and if it's over what you want, or at what you want, then you increase the budget. If it's below, decrease the budget by 20%. This is something that you're going to do every single day, and once you really get it down, it's going to be so much easy for you to scale, as well as scale back and up. The only important part that I would highly recommend is take emotions out of it. And trust me, I still am honestly going through this, where some days my $100 budget ad is going to do $500, and I'm just going to be so mad that I did not have a higher budget. Other days I'm spending $200 and seeing no sales, and now I'm just regretting increasing the budget. So the key takeaway about this is that you have to ensure that you keep the emotions out of it. Take a look at the last 7 days of however your ad is performing, and make a decision based on that every single day. The time doesn't matter, the day doesn't matter. You do it every single day. This is the only work that you do every single day. The ads, you launch them almost every 3 to 4 days, and you give it 3 to 4 days to collect results. If it's going positively, you let it run, and if it's going negatively, you kill it. Another thing that you're going to do is, once your DCT finds a winner, is you're going to create a new ad set, which will have, now that you have found the winner, you're going to turn off the DCT option. You're going to get the post ID of the winning ad, and you're going to paste it into the winning ad, and then let that run. It will take a few days to sort of pick up the ad spend, but once it does, it's going to be just so much better for you. And then you can simply turn off the DCT and go launch another one. In parallel, no more than 2 or 3 DCT ads, and one, obviously, the winner ad set. So yeah, that's been my Facebook strategy so far, which has been working. I am generating leads and sales at a profit, and of course the LTV is going to really tell me how much profit I'm making per lead, but it's too early to say that. I need at least 3 months of data to get the LTV for every single customer that we're acquiring. But it's super good to have a 1.5x ROAS just initially starting out. I'm gonna keep you guys posted on how these ads perform for me, and let me know if you have anything specific to ask about in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed, click the bell icon as well while you're at it, so when I post more videos that are related to ads or marketing in general, you're the first one to come across it. That's about it for this video. I'm gonna see you in the next one.